So people often ask me, how much will I need to buy a house? Meaning, how much money do they need to save in order to buy a house? And that's a tricky number, all right? But my sweet spot is I always say $20,000. Now, I know for a lot of Americans, that's a stretch. They don't have $1,000 in the bank, let alone 20,000. So if you plan and plan and plan and save, you can get close, even if it's 15 to 20. There's other ways around it, like, seller's concessions and things like that. But let's say you didn't want to do all that. You want to go straight cash, $20,000, because you're going to have to pay your earnest money deposit, which is typically about 1% of the purchase price. All right. Then you got to pay for inspections, depending on whether you have public sewer, public water. Your inspections could literally be up to $1,400. That's with the structural inspection, the septic inspection, the well inspection with water flow and bacteria, maybe a radon inspection. It can get pricey. All right. Then you got to pay for your appraisal. Okay. And the appraisal could be $600 to $800. All right. And then you got your homeowner's insurance, which could be, you got to pay that up front, which could be $1,000 to $1,200, $1,300, depending on your insurance company. All of that money has to come out of pocket before you even pay the rest of the closing costs and your down payment. All right. So you may need, after paying for all that up front, you may need another $12,000 at the closing table for down payment and closing costs. So knowing all that, and I'm just overshooting a little bit sometimes, depending on the price of the house, knowing all of that, it's good to save about $20,000 in order to buy your house. There are going to be situations where you get away with less, with VA loans, maybe FHA loans, lower down payments, getting seller's concessions involved in the process, all that. But just worry-free buying, $20,000 is my number.